The 2002 Mississippi State Quarter, a coin that quietly captured American history. Have you ever emptied your pocket after a long day and noticed a state quarter you barely looked at? Most of us have. But every now and then, one of those ordinary-looking coins carries a story that's far more fascinating than its 25-cent face value suggests. The 2002 Mississippi State Quarter is one of those coins. Millions were made. Yet collectors across the United States still search through bankrolls and spare change hoping to find an example that stands out. The surprising part isn't that the coin exists, it's why certain examples continue to attract attention years after they entered circulation. Stay with me, because one small detail found later in the story could completely change the way you look at the quarters sitting in your own coin jar. Back in 1999, the United States Mint launched the famous 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful coin programs in American history. Instead of seeing the same reverse design year after year, Americans suddenly had something new to collect every few months. Families built albums together. Kids searched their change after school. Even people who had never considered themselves collectors started paying closer attention to the coins passing through their hands. By 2002, excitement around the program was still incredibly strong, and Mississippi became one of the featured states released that year. The Mississippi State Quarter tells a meaningful story in a simple but elegant design. The reverse features two beautiful magnolia blossoms, honoring Mississippi's official state flower. Alongside the words, "the Magnolia State," it's a design that feels calm and timeless, rather than flashy. Unlike some commemorative coins packed with symbols, Mississippi's quarter focuses on natural beauty and state pride. That simplicity is one reason many collectors still appreciate it today. Sometimes the strongest designs don't shout, they quietly leave a lasting impression. But here's where curiosity starts to grow. If millions of these quarters were produced, why do collectors still spend time examining them under magnification? The answer isn't about every coin being rare. It's about the possibility that one coin might be different from the rest. The 2002 Mississippi Quarter was struck at 3 different facilities. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark. Denver coins display a D mint mark. San Francisco produced collector-quality proof versions marked with an S, while proof coins were never intended for circulation. They remain popular among collectors because of their mirror-like surfaces and exceptional detail. Meanwhile, everyday circulation coins from Philadelphia and Denver experienced years of use, meaning truly attractive high-grade examples have become much harder to find than many people expect. Condition plays an enormous role in coin collecting. 2 Mississippi quarters from the same year can have dramatically different collector appeal depending on how well they've been preserved. A heavily worn coin that spent 2 decades changing hands will generally remain worth face value. On the other hand, an uncirculated example with crisp detail, original mint luster, and very few contact marks may attract much stronger interest from collectors assembling high-grade sets. That's one of the biggest lessons in modern numismatics. Rarity isn't always about low mintage. Sometimes it's about survival and exceptional condition. Now, let's talk about something that keeps collectors searching. During the minting process, tiny imperfections can occasionally occur. These are known as mint errors, and they happen before the coin ever leaves the mint. Examples may include off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or dramatic strike-through errors. Not every unusual-looking coin is a genuine mint error, however. Damage that occurs after a coin enters circulation is much more common and usually doesn't add collector value. Learning the difference is one of the skills experienced collectors develop over time. Here's an interesting fact many newer collectors don't realize. Modern coins are produced using enormous dies under tremendous pressure. Those dies gradually wear out as millions of coins are struck. As they age, tiny changes in detail can appear, leading collectors to study die varieties with incredible precision. While most Mississippi quarters look nearly identical, specialists often enjoy comparing small differences between dies, adding another layer of interest beyond simply filling an album. Imagine stopping at a local grocery store after work. The cashier hands you several quarters and change. Most people would drop them into a cup holder without another thought. But suppose one Mississippi quarter catches the light differently. Maybe its surfaces still shine with original mint luster despite being over 20 years old. Maybe the strike appears unusually sharp. That simple moment of curiosity could lead you down an entirely new hobby. Stories like this happen every year, not because someone finds a guaranteed fortune, but because collecting often begins with one ordinary coin that sparks extraordinary interest. Naturally, one question comes up again and again. How much is a 2002 Mississippi State quarter worth? The honest answer depends on several factors. Most circulated examples are generally worth their face value of 25 cents. Attractive uncirculated coins may bring modest premiums, especially if they display excellent preservation. Professionally graded coins receiving the highest mint state grades can sometimes sell for significantly more because collectors compete for the finest known examples. Genuine mint errors and unusual certified varieties may also command higher prices depending on their rarity and demand. The important point is that value is determined by condition, authenticity, rarity, and collector demand, not simply by the date alone. One reason this quarter continues attracting attention is the psychology behind collecting itself. Completing a full state quarters collection creates a satisfying challenge. Every album has another empty space waiting to be filled. Even collectors who already own a Mississippi quarter may continue searching for one with fewer marks, brighter luster, or a stronger strike. That constant pursuit of improvement keeps demand alive long after the coins first entered circulation. Another fascinating aspect is how the state quarters program introduced millions of Americans to history through everyday money. Each design encouraged people to learn about states they had never visited. For Mississippi, the magnolia blossoms served as more than decoration. They represented heritage, identity, and pride. It's remarkable how a coin small enough to fit in your pocket can quietly preserve part of a state's story for future generations. If you're interested in checking your own Mississippi quarters, start with a few simple steps. Look for the mint mark near Washington's ponytail on the obverse. Examine the coin under good lighting. Check for strong details, original luster, and any unusual features that appear to have occurred during minting rather than through later damage. If you believe you've found something exceptional, comparing it with trusted numismatic references, or seeking an opinion from a reputable coin dealer or professional grading service can be a wise next step. Perhaps the greatest surprise about the 2002 Mississippi State quarter isn't a hidden treasure at all. It's the reminder that history still circulates through our hands every single day. Long after the excitement of the state quarters program faded from the headlines, these coins continued telling stories of American craftsmanship, state pride, and the excitement of discovery. Every roll of quarters from the bank carries a small possibility of finding a beautifully preserved example that escaped years of heavy circulation. That sense of possibility is exactly what keeps collectors searching. So before you spend your next handful of change, take one more look. That Mississippi quarter might simply be worth 25 cents, or it might become the coin that inspires your journey into one of America's most rewarding hobbies. If you enjoyed exploring the story behind this coin, be sure to subscribe to HF Coin World for more fascinating coin discoveries, honest collector insights, and the history hiding in everyday pocket change. And while you're at it, check your own collection and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a beautiful Mississippi State quarter or an interesting mint error. Your next great discovery could already be waiting in your wallet.